Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's morning musings is Occupy Earth. I'm doing a series of daily morning musings, and I'm using posts from my blog, Adventures in Density and Effort, as inspiration. Now, I wrote these a while back, and the world has completely changed since then. So if I encounter anything that seems out of date, I will give you the most recent information. And at the end, I will summarize the topic based on what's going on in the world today. Also, I have some special offers, so stay tuned to the very end to see what they are. Occupy Earth. Earlier this year, I remember an astrologer saying that we were in a period similar to the 1960s. Back then, there was a great uprising against the restrictive establishment with peaceful and violent protests. The peace and love movement swept over most of the world, transforming consciousness. This year, starting with regime changes in the Middle East, we've seen a series of uprisings and transformations. Dictators that have ruled for decades have fallen. People are speaking up and finding their voice. So it's interesting to watch Occupy Wall Street catch on, occupying most major cities in the US and Canada, and at this time starting in the UK as well. We've had a couple of decades of increasing restrictions. I felt the previous US presidential administration made changes that took us back to the 1950s, and even with Homeland Security, the TSA and Guantanamo, to start feeling scarily like the 1930s Germany. I'll just interrupt. So clearly I was talking about the Bush administration, so I think this was written in 2011, and it is interesting how the Bush administration in the US did plant some seeds and set some stages for the later MAGA fiasco. The Bush administration had Tea Party people who now the Tea Party people seem established and the MAGA seem crazy, but they did start a lot of these things. Who would have thought that Roe versus Wade would be overturned? And scarily like the 1930s with the racism, anti-Semitism, and really wanting women to be barefoot and pregnant and really not having a say in their own healthcare choices. So I'm going to keep reading because I can't remember what else I wrote in here. I just want to acknowledge that things have changed because right after this, things got better. Actually, things were better. Things got better during this time. We were just again dealing with a Republican Congress, and things are in the process of getting better. It just sometimes feels like we're dealing with the same old, but we're on a new level. You can think of it like remodeling a house, and you got rid of the mold in the basement and the termite infestation, and you put flooring and new sheetrock down, and then you came up to the next floor, and here you are on the main floor, and there's more termites, and there's rat pellets, and you have to do the same kind of cleaning, and it doesn't mean you're back in the basement. It means you've come up to the next level, and so we're at that next level of consciousness. Back to the blog. Things often have to get worse before they get better. Breakdown has to happen before breakthrough, and a breakthrough is happening then and now. People who are showing up to Occupy may seem like flakes. They have so many divergent focal points. However, the unifying force is that they're showing up and speaking their truth. They are expressing their dissatisfaction with the limitations placed on us. Each individual is contributing to the energy of freedom, creating a ripple effect throughout the world. What is going on externally is a reflection of what's going on in each of us internally. What's coming up for you? What is breaking down and what is breaking through? Where are you experiencing restrictions or limitations? It may seem to be coming from the outside, like in the creation of a boss at work, a bank, a friend or relative, but it's illuminating your own internal beliefs and pictures. Where are you giving away your power? Who do you feel controls your reality? You don't have to go to Wall Street or Chicago to speak your truth. You don't even have to protest. All you have to do is occupy your own life. Occupy your body. Occupy your storyline. When you do, you become the lead in your own movie. Difficult people are there because you cast them. You've chosen this role because it's Oscar material. It simply takes a shift of perspective and then everything shifts. Try this for a week and see what happens. Well, so I think I already said a whole lot, and it's still very true and on a deeper level. And I'll have to say that life is a continuous series of breakdowns and breakthroughs. We create our life through people's projections towards us, and some of that is rules for safety and living. We get toilet trained. We're told to cross the street holding someone's hand. We eventually learn to eat healthy food. We're viewing life through those series of pictures. But when you as consciousness go through an expansion, the limitations of those pictures disintegrate. And as they're in the process of disintegrating, it can be very disorienting. And we've also associated associated a lot of those pictures with the outside world that we might have felt projected them at us. But really, as consciousness, you wrote the whole storyline here. You created this whole terrarium to live in. And the mystical or magical thing that can happen is that you can shift and change your hologram, and the entire environment can change. People's personalities can change. And as consciousness, you have a bigger imagination than your body personality has. So the solution to some of the problems are outside of your own mind. And as I said, sometimes it's just a shift of perspective. You expand your perspective and everything shifts. So if you like these videos, please click the like button and subscribe. And that way YouTube knows to share these far and wide and get it out to someone who really needs to see this information. And also you can share this with your family and friends and on your social media. And if you want a free sample of one of my consciousness techniques, click on the link below to the skybox technique. It'll give you an expanded perspective of your life and your world. And if you want some manifestation techniques, I have a self-study course, Manifesting Money and Miracles. It teaches you how to make energetic changes from within that create amazing changes in your external life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. There you can learn about my individual sessions where I take a look at you as consciousness and what you are creating in your life today, and I can answer any questions that you might have, whether it's about your love life, your job life, your finances, if you're planning a move. I can also talk to dead people, and it's all recorded just for you. And if you want to know how to navigate your life as consciousness using consciousness techniques, Manifesting Money and Miracles is a good preparation for my coaching special where I work with you one-on-one and I give you specifically chosen consciousness techniques so that you can transform your life. So go to my website, joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you tomorrow in another Morning Musings.